What's up YouTube? Welcome to Talk Malcolm Talk, so let's talk. This is going to be a different type of one, obviously. You guys see the title, you probably already know what I'm going to say, so let's just break it down. So yesterday the WWE announced that they released Emma, Darren Young, and Summer Rae. All three superstars working on the Raw brand, even though Summer Rae never actually made a television appearance since the brand split, but none of them are no longer working with the company. I'm a fan of all these guys. I've talked about on YouTube before. Darren Young, I felt, was painfully underrated. If you ask me, honestly, I would say one of the best in-ring guys on the roster at the moment. Summer Rae, she never really did much on the main roster, but she did aid the careers of Fandango, aided the careers of Charlotte and Sasha Banks down to NXT. And Emma, honestly, kind of did start the women's revolution. Her and Paige down to NXT absolutely killed it. And you knew it wasn't going to be all that great when she came up to the main roster, popping bubbles and dancing with Santino Marella. That's how you know you're probably not going to go as far as you intended. She had gimmick changes. We all know about Emelina. That was horrible. Not even being her fault, just really bad booking. There's a few superstars that come to mind when we talk about waste of potential. Damian Sandow, Emma, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre before he left and came back. And yeah, I said Emma, she definitely fits on that list of superstars. She's incredible. But that's not the main thing I'm talking about in this video. You guys already know what I'm going to talk about. If you guys have been watching me for maybe like a good month or so, even like a good week or two, honestly, you guys would know that I am a supporter, a fan, almost like a miniature version of like a YouTube advocate of Lio Rush. Lio Rush is a former independent wrestler, made it really big on the scene. Only been wrestling for like 4 years, something like that. ROH top prospect, CZW heavyweight champion, House of Glory crown jewel champ, faced off against some of the top guys in independence. He's been in triple threats with Cody Rhodes. He's been part of a 6-man tag team that's taken on the Elite. He faced Ricochet in the Battle of Los Angeles. He's done a lot of things on the independent scene, and now he's signed with the WWE. A couple weeks ago in NXT, he made his debut, where he was supposed to be facing Aleister Black, and then Velveteen Dream came in and then attacked him. Eventually those two, which is Patrick Clark and Lio Rush, the former MCW tag team champions. That's also the place where they started in Joppa, Maryland. I'm from DC. This all probably starting to make sense now. Literally, the high school that a guy went to is about 30 minutes from my house. I have friends that go to the high school that Lio Rush went to. It's, you know, kind of close. But ever since he came to NXT, he's been tweeting out stuff, and it's kind of just been like, okay, whatever. He's kind of just making his ways, adding a bunch of different wrestlers, trying to get attention, You're a rookie trying to get attention, maybe get some ads from like, guys like Daniel Bryan or something like that. That would get your Twitter out there. Gets more people looking at you, realize that you're a part of the WWE. Oh God, I didn't know about this guy. Let me watch some of his matches. Realize, oh my God, this guy's a really good wrestler. Let me be a fan of his. But after TLC and the matches between Asuka and Emma, it then maybe like 30 minutes, maybe not even 30 minutes, maybe like 15 minutes after the news dropped of Emma getting fired by the WWE, Lio Rush tweeted out as something that at the end of the day just didn't need to be tweeted. He was trying to be funny, didn't come off as funny to a lot of people, but he did tweet this. I guess these are the things that happen when you're not truly ready for at WWE Asuka. In some people's mind, he's just making a joke. In other people's opinion, which is like 92.8% of people, it was seen as a very bad joke, which I will agree, it wasn't that good of a joke. It can also be interpreted as like mocking the fact that Emma just got fired. I think you guys know where I pretty much stand on this. I'm obviously gonna, somewhat defend Lio Rush. At the end of the day, he's still wrong. Don't get me wrong when I say this. Like, all this can be avoided if you just didn't tweet in the first place, simple like that. It wasn't just wrestling fans saying, oh, that's so mean, why did you even say that? That's so uncalled for. Which again, I am saying it wasn't called for. You really need to say that, Lio, which I think he's been told that, I think, like a billion times in the past, like, 3 hours of him tweeting that. I think he understands that, so good job for everyone that's told him that. I don't think he got it the first time or the second, but the millionth. That's the time he heard it. It was actual superstars and independent wrestlers that, are legit performers. The first shots right back at the guy was from Peyton Royce. I'm not gonna read out all the hate tweets because, like, honestly, there's just too many. But basically, she just said, wow, kid, you just got here, way to be professional, or something like that. Something like that, like questioning his professionalism. Here's someone random that came out of nowhere, Rosa Mendez. And she basically just agreed with Peyton Royce. First up, Rosa, that was probably the most interesting thing you've ever done in your wrestling career. Congratulations. Back to being retired. I think Ricochet just kind of tweeted, dude, ... Tessa Blanchard was like tacky. He deserves some of that because it was uncalled for. It just, it's just something you shouldn't be tweeting. You don't walk into your new job, walk to your cubicle, put everything up on your desk, and then laugh when the secretary gets fired. You don't do that. A lot of people looked at this tweet as very like anti-Emma and really making fun of the fact that she got fired. Well, yeah, it does come off like that, but also if you really read it, like take off the hate glasses for like a second and just read it, it really just sounds really pro-Asuka. It really doesn't sound like he's taking shots at the fact that Emma got fired. He's been tweeting a lot of pro-Asuka stuff for like the past like week or two. So this is not really that far out of his character. But with all the hatred, even someone like Bray Wyatt was tweeting him, like saying like, oh, you're not gonna make it with the Wolves. Let's break you down first, Bray Wyatt. Let's break you down back to size, big boy. You are not on Twitter. 1, what kind of cult leader uses Twitter? #clan. No. As much as I like you, Bray Wyatt, I met you in person, you are a wonderful dude. Like, you were honestly one of the nicest people I ever met. Do you honestly think you have the right to tweet about someone's wrongdoings on the internet? Because a few months ago, didn't your wife kind of just call you out on Twitter for cheating? Sir, in all due respect, sir, shut up, you're sick. Take some Tylenol, put some Vicks on your nose, and go back to bed with your girlfriend while your family and your kids are in the house separated from you because you decided to cheat. You can't tweet about someone's wrongdoings when your wrongdoings are all over the internet. And that was more than 140 characters. You have no right. Leo Rush typed up a big apology letter. I know what someone's gonna say. It did sound like he was trying to get sympathy, like it did. At some point in there, he talked about the fact that he has a 4-year-old child and another one expecting. That kind of stuff, we know that's kind of just for sympathy. But the biggest thing wasn't the fact that he's really trying to pull like any type of sympathy. It was more the fact of not what he typed, it's how it was typed. There's some weird spacing. I don't know what kind of phone he has, but some phones, he might have one of those broke boy smartphones. Some of those phones, honestly, the spacing just looks weird. Or the fact that you're probably so nervous that you're getting so much hate that your finger probably hit space like twice. How to fix that after a full week of me just filling out college applications? Grammarly is your best friend. But the amount of people that are just making fun of him because of some grammar issues. Okay, he said the wrong version of there. People are acting like he plagiarized that thing like it's Donald Trump's wife. But the amount of actual WWE superstars that went out of their way to tweet at this guy, really avoiding the main tweet of itself and really just insulting the fact that he messed up in grammar. That is right there what we call sophomore year of high school. You are a grown, professional athlete. Work on yourself. Try to get yourself to his level if you're not like above him already. And if you are above him, you're a hypocrite. It was about this time last year when Conor McGregor made this big deal of calling WWE superstars a bunch of words that start with a P and end with an S if you're making it plural. And there's a lot of wrestlers that went back to McGregor, but the main guy, the big dog, Roman Reigns, when he tweeted back to McGregor defending wrestling, he had a grammar issue as well. Where was Jack Gallagher tweeting him about that? Nowhere. He's on Independence doing him, trying to get his way up. I know Roman's the locker room leader, but he uses Twitter the same way as I do, and you do, and everyone else does. You didn't call him out then, but you call out Leo for his. Hypocrite. When Roman's up here and you're down here, yeah, you don't want to make him mad. But when Leo's down here and you're like here, oh yeah, who cares? If example A messes up the same way as example B, you're gonna call out example A? Call out example B. He did the same thing. And the biggest example, because a lot of people were really just hating on the guy, which again, is all understandable. But the biggest supporter, not really supporter, but kind of like advocate of the situation was McFoley. He basically just tweeted out like, okay, he made a mistake, he apologized for it, he's human, move on. Someone has common sense. Wow. Samoa Joe can make this mysterious tweet, but the guy that falls off the cell a bunch of times, hit his head, lost his ear, getting teeth pushed up his skull, has some common sense. Again, it was a bad joke. How to avoid that? Don't tweet it. Some jokes are just made for a circle of friends. Making fun of someone getting fired and throwing little shots that are like, you know, meaningless, but also can be uncalled for. That's the kind of stuff you just say to friends. Don't act like you never made a really insulting joke to your friends about something that if you put that on Twitter, probably would have got you in trouble. Don't act like you haven't. We're all human. We all do it. And then there was a person, because if you put something on Twitter, don't act like it can't get screenshotted. A person by the ad of Chi-Town Baddie, you know where I'm probably going with this. That's definitely an ad of a businesswoman. Basically just tweeted out a bunch of DMs she had with Leo Rush from like 2 years ago, and I think she was trying to expose Rush for like cheating or something. I'll show screenshots of the DMs because I know they're on Twitter. That's what happens when we tweet stuff. It can't get saved. The dude barely wrote a full sentence. You're really just trying to expose the guy for actually no reason. Honestly, if I was typing that, my intention was, I don't give a single crap, leave me alone, I have a girlfriend, which is exactly what he was probably doing. This is really just like an opinion video. If he had tweeted this maybe like 2 days after this entire situation blew over, I bet no one would have cared. But the fact that he tweeted so early, yeah, it was just wrong. It was really more of a pro-Oscar joke. It did throw shots at Emma, but not in that type of way. People are extremely sensitive and like to interpret the way they want to interpret so they can hate. Also, I'm not sure if this actually is real. It was on Instagram, someone screenshot and sent it to me. There's a petition that people started to get Leo Rush released. I don't know if that's actually real or not. I didn't really look into it because I honestly have better things to do. You're gonna try to get a guy fired over a tweet that was honestly just a bad joke, but a really harmless one. I didn't see a single petition at all when Baron Corbin disrespected Amanda as part of the military. The military, Emma. No hate against Emma. Disrespect a man in the military or disrespect Emma who just got released. There's a big difference in the measuring stick, people. This is all just my opinion. My opinion is simply, it's not that big of a deal. It was a bad joke, tweeted at the wrong time, and if it was tweeted at a different time, no one would have been talking about it. I think this is a perfect opportunity to turn Leo Rush heel and skyrocket that guy with a new type of internet troll gimmick. But yeah, obviously I was going to be really biased towards this. I'm not going to stand here and talk crap about him. At his last independent show, and it's a video on YouTube, you can go watch it yourself. If you look at the angle I was recording and everything, the people that are sitting next to me while sitting on the front row, his son, his father, his girlfriend slash wife, I'm not sure if they're married, I believe his sister, and his mother. He did take a couple L's, Some petty L's, but a couple L's. I just want to know your guys' opinion. You guys think this is a malicious attack towards Emma? Like, oh my god, he hates her. He's making a joke, mocking her about her release, which it could have came off like that, and that would have been really bad. Or do you think this is just a really bad joke made at the wrong time and people are just being, like, oversensitive? That's where I stand. But I'm not asking you guys to agree with me. I'm just asking you to leave your opinion. Thank you guys for watching. If you really enjoyed, please don't let this little tweet really hinder a guy's career like that. I think the phrase is young and stupid, but nah, I'm younger than him. I wouldn't have tweeted that. Bad call. Just a bad call, honestly. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe. And we outie.